Good morning. There are currently two problems with how self-improvement has developed itself in this moment in time. The first problem is originality.
Artlist.io.
Nobody wants to have their own style, nobody wants to have their own takes, nobody is willing to put themselves out there and let the viewers judge who they are as an actual person. They would rather copy somebody else or copy a big channel so that way they can get more guaranteed views and social status in a way, because that's how modern day social status has developed. It's turned into how many followers can you get on social media, how many likes can you get on social media, and what can you do with that. Besides that point, originality has been diminished because of this, because people are basically money hungry. That's the best way I can describe it. Greedy, right? And you can see that with their copy and paste style videos where they may look at another channel and they copy that exact video and then just put their channel name on it and maybe rewrite their title. Now, I'm not saying that copying content is bad, because clearly it's not. There are many different channels out there which copy other channels, but they put their own personality into it, and it actually works because it builds a personal brand connected to the individual. The only problem is when it becomes to the point where you're just putting your face on a channel logo and then taking their script of videos, listening to their takes, and then regurgitating them into your own video. There's a difference and a defined line between originality and mundane copy and paste. So, with that being said, what we can do to fix this is allow the self-improvement genre to become more open. What I mean by open is allow it to become more towards the individual to decide what they do, not to the big creator that says, hey, you have to do this, this, and this every day, do all this, then you become me. The problem is that you never want to become them, you want to become something that's better of you. You see what I mean? You never wanted to try and just replicate their habits. You wanted to find your own way in how that works. Find your own way meaning get to the top, whatever. And a great example of this, just for an anecdote, would be to imagine if someone else next to you could do something every day for 7 days straight and be fine, where you could do the same amount of work, but maybe it's in 2 days and you have a 5-day break in between. Maybe you're somebody who needs that break instead of just trying to do it consistently every day, but you can still get the same amount of value done. You know what I mean? It's not about the fact if you are going to waste time or not. It's a matter of fact, the time that you use effectively is going to maintain a good value into your life. That is really what the idea of self-improvement is allowing yourself to improve. Now, covering originality, that's out of the way. The second problem that self-improvement has is specificity. And I kind of went into this with the originality part. However, what I mean by specificity is that the problems are not designed for the individual, which I already mentioned, and the solutions are only meant to get a general, better adaptation to your life, right? If someone sits here and tells you to meditate and read and go to the gym and journal, I could say that all day. That's not difficult. What is difficult is putting your own person behind it to back up that evidence and show who you are. So some people do that and they do it very well. Good for them. However, most don't. And that's where it becomes a problem of hypocrisy, which will be even more prevalent into your life, especially for somebody who is creating content. Now, specificity. How do we solve this problem? Well, this is where originality and specificity really team up together, because imagine a channel where it's you, your own unique problems, and your own unique solutions that worked for you. You give that to other people, then they can try it, and they're not being forced to try it, right? You can understand from the creator clearly that this was just what worked for them. This is not meant to work for everybody. that being said, that intuition will allow many people to understand that instead of taking a problem and believing that it has to be solved for everybody, take a problem and solve it for each individual on a different level. Because it wouldn't make any sense, okay, if you took 500 different people, gave them the same ideal goal, but all gave them the same solution. That just wouldn't fit. Like, I mean, they can try to brute force it. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But what people don't understand is that you can't always brute force things. You have to think around. You have to cheat the game. You can't play someone else's game and expect to be better than them. You can't expect to do the things that I do and become better than me. That doesn't make any sense. I can't expect to do the things that you do and be better than you. That just doesn't make any sense. So instead of trying to broaden our awareness of this problem, I feel if we should specify it down to the individual level, we can actually correct our own mistakes and actually improve ourselves. Which is why we were here in the first place. We weren't here to just sit there and listen to some guy in a bathrobe, or listen to another guy copying another guy in a bathrobe, or listen to another guy complaining about a guy in a bathrobe to make content. We were here to listen to the solutions of every individual based on their own problems. Okay? So, with that being said, I think that's a very simplified version of how self-improvement is dead, and what we can do to change that as listeners and creators. We can start adjusting our lives so that way it fits who we are. It allows us to make our own solutions to our problems, and it allows us to grow and do all the things that we were meant to do in the first place. So, thank you for watching, and as always, we're here to help you help them.